morning, good morning. Oh, still tired, still tired. It usually takes me a little while to bounce back from rough weeks. Oh. Gonna take me a while yet. Alright. Oh, we just got a summon. Very nice. Anyone who checked yesterday would have noticed that I was a bit whiny yesterday, right? Complaining about the game and whatnot. I mean, that's fine. It is what it is. Almost missed. Selling Ryan short?
Persephone, secret home of Sinclair Solutions. I bet against Andy Ryan's vision of harmony and rapture, offered him a quiet place to send anybody who wasn't working out, and now I'm sitting on my own private think tank. Technically, Utopia shouldn't have much use for a detention facility, but if you do business as long as I have, well, you learn to pick a brand name from the writing on the wall.
And it feels like they're trying to paint him as a kind of realist. Sinclair, but I don't know. Ooh. No Adam though. You should add him in the presents, not presidents. This is where she came from, right? The little sister. Damn it. Part of me wants to get the fewer hack things. Oh, hello, Node Runner. I'm new and refreshed as well. Was still tired though. Gonna be tired for a couple of something. Brain hurts for a couple of days, maybe even more. How are you feeling today, Node Runner? And what are you up to? This is gotta be the way the little girl came, right? Wonder why I'm allowed to run this way. Maybe I'll be going this way later? I'm curious. Node Runner is tired as well. Sometimes it feels good to be a little bit sluggish. I'm gonna have a proper sleep later on. Node Runner says I have upgraded my system to Pipewire. Pipewire, I don't know what that is. Sounds interesting though. I started on my... Oh man. Last night I couldn't sleep. So what do you do when you can't sleep? Download Gentoo. A Gentoo installation media to a USB. And start that process. Not on this computer, right? But on my multimedia laptop computer. It's gotta be interesting. Oh, that is interesting. Node Runner says that Pipewire is a new audio system that sits above ALSA and can replace jack and pulse audio. I've never used a jack, Sometimes I've had issues with pulse audio, but on this computer it's been working fine, I think. So I'm guessing new and shiny means more lightweight, better functioning. Oh, it does more than audio. The plan is to handle video too. Ooh. Wait, how do we handle video now? Just noticed that I'm blissfully unaware of how my computer handles video. I thought it was just all ooh. What's it called? It was all Xorg. Was not paying attention.
Subject Delta, I know you can hear me.
Good morning, Blasphemous. How are you feeling today? What are we talking about today? We just woke up. We're talking about Pipewire, which is a new audio system for Linux. Replacement for jack and pulse audio. And how we do video.
Oh God, she's going to drop this building into the trench. It's miles deep. We have to find Sinclair.
Find Sinclair, eh? We're also talking about feeling tired in general and yeah, just taking it easy because we're feeling tired.
Just try and keep me away from my system. This one died alone and afraid. Stand in our way and you'll get the same.
Yeah, I think that's as far as we've come. The plan for this pipe wire is to handle video, and I was curious then how video is handled now and how that would become different. Maybe it's a Wayland thing? Maybe that's not at all how it works. Alright, here we go, Node Runner. Oh, Blasphemous says that I tried pipe wire hoping it would improve the crackling in my virtual machine. It caused a lot of latency. Oh, and then Node Runner says that it provides low latency graph-based processing. It provides a low latency /based processing engine on top of audio and video devices that can be used to support the use cases currently handled by both Pulse Audio and Jack. Alright. Pipewire was designed with a powerful security model that makes interacting with audio and video devices from containerized applications easy. With supporting Flatpak applications being the primary goal, alongside Wayland. Good morning and good evening, Banana Waffle Monkey. Nice to see you. He said, oh man, I had a fun night. Oh, what did you do? I'm interested. Fun night seems like a fun time, right? Node Runner says, it is a work in progress. I've never booted up a virtual machine myself, but I get the feeling that virtual machines can make stuff work differently. If you haven't, I don't know. It's not real. It's not real. It's all in the mind of the computer. It's all fake. Like your mom. I don't know. Banana Waffle Monkey joined a Discord server for Team Fortress 2 for helping people get into the competitive 6 vs C format every Friday evening and did my first session tonight. Ooh. That sounds like a fun time. Each team of 6 get an experienced coach to help give feedback. Oh, right, it's a little bit... what's it called? Dota feeling. Well, more, yeah, team-based. Sounds like fun. Node says this wiki page outlines the plans around video. Do we wanna check that out a little bit? I'm curious. So... Blasphemous say switching to Wayland would mean I have to switch from i3 to Sway. I actually tried out Sway the day before yesterday. I felt it. All right, yeah. OBS didn't work out of the box, so well, I mean it started, but I just got a black screen on OBS, so I'm thinking holding back a little bit on Wayland. And yeah, that is how I switched. Sway itself was just the same as i3, right? So it's just, instead of writing start X, right, you just write Sway. And that is how it starts Wayland. Node Runner says, yes, but you can't have NVIDIA GPU. Right. Wait. This wiki, oh, I copied the whole thing. And need to fix that. Where's the other one? Here it is. Gotta deal something with that. Let's see. Banana Waffle Monkey says, my aim, positioning, and communication, the coach said, were at par with where I should be for a new player, and there weren't any glaring issues. All right. Oh, so you have a team as well? Yeah, you joined the Discord, and so there were new people, or were there people you knew that you were gonna start a team with? I'm curious, Banana Waffle Monkey. And of course, my comprehensive stat logs at the end. Ooh, comprehensive stat logs? How, from the coach? Did he like fill out like a matrix or something? That sounds interesting. Node Runner says audio crackling in virtual machines is quite common. If you're running Windows 10, yes, it helps to install voice meter for some reason. Right. Blasphemous response, or buy another sound card to specifically use it with the virtual machine. Banana Waffle Monkey says that there is a server plugin that tracks a bunch of stuff. Nice indeed. Video sharing, basic sharing of video between applications. Work with the following constraints. Right. Video sharing. In the work branch, it is now, alright, this is what they're doing right now. It's possible to let an application provide memory for the buffers. I'm guessing, since I tried Sway and OBS couldn't really... I just got a black screen, right? It didn't screen capture anything. I'm guessing that this down the line will help get that work just out of the box. Probably I could tweak OBS and make it work myself, but I was not in the mood to try even. I just tried Sway out of the box. OBS didn't work and I just left it behind. Feels like Vulkan is the future, right? Vulkan is everywhere. Like there are some stuff that's they're still behind, right? But it seems like a lot of people are switching over, which makes me happy. I don't quite understand that stuff. I just know that I like Vulkan better than DirectX. I like open source more than proprietary stuff, right? That's just simple mind. Sometimes it feels good just being simple. Banana Waffle Monkey says there's a Mumble server and they organize you by the roles you want to play. Oh, right. It's an organization thing. And then he says, be right back. Oh man, we gotta ask him more about this team. NodeRunner says X server is insecure, Wayland is secure. So an application cannot just capture the entire screen without permission. Oh. So was it a simple pseudo thing? Blasphemous says gaming works so well on Linux now that I don't even need my virtual machine. Yeah, I've never used one. There are a few things that is not working, but they're guessing that like Escape from Tarkov and the other anti-cheat games that don't work will work in the future, right? They have plans. Something new happened with the kernel. But yeah, it works well. Well enough for me, anyway. NodeRunner agrees and says, indeed, I stopped using my PCI pass-through setup about a year ago. Oh, NodeRunner also points out, I don't know if OBS even supports Wayland. That may not be, yeah. I'm guessing a lot of... Oh, she just showed up herself. I didn't have to summon her. That's very kind of her.
Upstairs, Father. Quickly.
Quickly, eh? I'm guessing a lot of OBS users are on Windows. So I'm guessing a lot of the development is on Windows. So a new Wayland thing may not be in the top priority. That would make sense to me, I suppose. Yeah, I did use X Wayland. Well, I have it installed. Like,
This is Sinclair's lifeboat, Father. Out the window here. It's our only chance of escape. From what I know of Sinclair, he wouldn't just abandon it.
Yes, Delta. What of Sinclair? The man who would sell paradise. And where is he now?
Warning. A security curfew is now in effect. All cells and bulkheads are sealed until further notice.
I don't quite know how X Wayland works personally.
An ocean trench, Delta. The family has activated timed charges within its foundations. Surrender before detonation, or we shall fall and be crushed in the abyss below.
Mother has locked all of Persephone down, including the gangway leading to the lifeboat. We can reverse it from the holding wing if we hurry. Come on! Use the plasmid if you need me, Father. I'm going to have a look around.
Repent! 666.
Yeah, the voice lines, I mean, the voice acting is good enough. The writing is not very good. Uh,
Father likes you. Tell Mother I'm coming for her.
you gotta die. But I don't know. Gameplay is still fine, I guess. He's just teleporting around and killing everybody for me. How nice. How nice indeed. Oh. Node says it looks like Wayland support for OBS was only added 15 days ago. It is unlikely to be in your current version. Yeah, it is unlikely. As far as I remember, I'm not super well paying a lot of attention on my updates, but I'm pretty sure I have not seen an update
Eleanor Lamb has turned on her own people.
recently.
Stand and fight, or the Rapture family falls together.
But I'm guessing that one of the benefits of running Arch is that it'll show up soon enough, and then I'll maybe try Sway again. It's actually part of why I was thinking about that was, you know, I want to do I was looking into botting, right? And it seemed like one of the best ways to get into botting, like if I wanted to go lower level, it would have been Xorg calls, right? That's what Xdo tool does. It does Xorg calls. But then that would mean for me learning more about Xorg, and then I just feel like, well, do I really want to do that? I want to learn about the Wayland for the future, right? So that's why I was thinking of getting into Sway just to start learning Wayland. That, I mean, it seems like a good idea. Oops. Last minute slot. No, thank you. I think we're happy with this. Last OBS release was on January 8th. I missed that. That was Node Runner said. Yeah, so it'll probably come sooner or later. Node Runner says if you wanted to bot in Wayland, you'd have to make your tools yourself. Yeah, because they don't exist yet. Exactly. And I mean, I kind of felt like that is where I was moving a little bit. When using Xdo tool, I was kind of even considering before thinking about Wayland, you know, just doing my the Xorg calls that Xdo tool do. I was considered doing them myself, especially since Xdo tool doesn't quite work out the way that I wanted to. But then since I had those thoughts and wanting to learn how to control that kind of stuff, it feels more future-proof, right? It seems like if I'm only learning one or the other, it seems like a good idea is learning Wayland rather than Xorg.
You can hack that door open, Father. Give it a go.
Too many voice lines. They're overstaying their welcome. Like, yeah, I know. I'm standing looking at it with my hack thing. What? That was on. Node Owner says Xdo tool is a simple command line application. Yeah, for simple tasks. I wouldn't use it for a sophisticated bot. Well, I'm not really... I don't see myself making a sophisticated bot.
We have to get you out of Rapture, Father. It's the only way I can save you now.
We have to get you out of Rapture. It's not we have to escape. She's planning to stay, is she? Which I guess would make a little bit of sense if she was planning to stay. Blasphemous ask, what would I use instead of Polybar if I switch to Wayland? Why not just use the i3 one that comes with it? Node Runner says Waybar. It's a pretty good name for it, I'm guessing. Like, I've never installed an extra bar like that. What is the benefits? Well, I have the i3 blocks, but when I tried Sway, I just used the stock bar, the Sway bar. I don't remember what it's called, but it worked fine. I don't think it had a tray, though. It didn't have a tray, but I can live without a tray. Blasphemous says, thank you. Node Runner says, I don't use bars either. Well, I like having a bar. I like just pressing this button and seeing what date is it and what time is it. I like that. And maybe also knowing which workplace. Yeah, I like the workplaces. Now that I've used them for a while, I like to having them there up in the top left, seeing if I'm on the first or the third workplace. I like that, I suppose. Node Runner says, or rather I use the default i3 bar, but it's hidden unless the meta key is held. Exactly. That's the exact same way I do it. And I like it. I like it. Blasphemous says, better aesthetics. Right. And I like it better when it looks like this. I like this aesthetic. Or this aesthetic. I'm considering switching this pink purplish color down here. And the green color, I don't know. I just picked two colors on random and then I stayed with them. I may change them sometime in the future. I might make the border a little bit less thick. Thinner, there we go. Might make it a little bit thinner. I don't know yet.
Looks like Sinclair's been ousted. He wasn't slick enough to avoid the boot this time, but at least it wasn't a firing squad. Lamb proved she's got the ear of the general population down here, so it'd probably be prudent to play along for a while, see where this goes. She says she'll let me keep my little fiefdom here in holding, as long as I agree to help supply her therapy sessions. No qualms there. These sorry buggers could use some rehabilitation.
Damn it. I can notice that I haven't slept quite alright tonight. I suck more than usual. Oh, got it. Node Runner says, I just want my whole screen to be tiled windows. Content first, no fluff. I'm a recent tiling window manager switcher. I see some value with still having floating windows, though. Some of the windows. But most of the time I tile most of the stuff. Most of the time, most of the stuff. It's like I open... like it bothers me when I run Steam and Steam opens up a like extra little pop-up window, informational or whatever. You know the one that's super tiny, and then it takes off half the screen. So I've had it set up so those automatically opens as floating windows. Node Runner agrees. Steam dialogues are good as floating windows. Yeah. But like web browser and command line. Wait, where is it? Ah, blind. It was shining right there. It's all shining. Big and bright. And she didn't tell me at all about that.
Recognize Sinclair, Delta. Now he is what you should have been. One final Alpha series, ready to die for the family. As Persephone's former owner, he is the ideal man to put you back in your cage.
Mother's controlling Sinclair, Father, and he's got the master key. Catch him!
Mother's controlling Sinclair? What's going on? I completely missed what happened there.
Kid, lamb's in my head.
Alright, yeah, mind
I can't
control.
help myself. I have to fight just to talk. Left me my goddamn tongue to torture the bomb codes out of me. She wants me to stop you leaving. I'm sorry.
It feels like, yeah, a lot of... I'm not quite sure what that word means, but I've heard it thrown around. It feels contrived, it feels forced, a lot of the writings. Like, they just had to have a fight between me and Sinclair, and somehow they didn't know how to do it, so, oh, let's just control Sinclair, so you have to fight him. Something like that. It's... Node Runner says that's because of bad design on Steam's part, though. Well, I mean, they have designed for floating windows. They hadn't had tiling windows in mind. A lot of graphical user interfaces have not thought about tiling windows, right? How common is it? Would you, if you made a graphical... Well, of course you would, but I mean... To the masses... Making adjustments to tiling window managers... Seems kinda... Seems like not a lot of people, and not a big... what's it called? Market share? We who use tiling window managers. I think it's kinda rare. I think. Blasphemous says keeping up with theming Steam is too much work. Wait, can you theme Steam? I've never even tried. But it sounds like work, yeah. Nothing beats the simplicity of a terminal. Yeah, the more I use the terminal, I'm quite a recent convert. I mean, I'm a slow-moving person, right? So I've been on Linux for quite a while, and I've been using terminal more and more and more and more. The more I use it, the more I like it. That's why I'm installing Gentoo on my other computer, right? And I'm actually considering... I have this idea of not using a web browser. I'm having this idea of just doing everything with curl or CURL or whatever you want to call it. Something like that. It sounds mad. I don't know if it's doable, but it sounds like a fun idea. Sounds like a fun idea indeed. Blasphemous says, yeah, don't try. I have like 200 lines of CSS to a mod. To mod a mod of themes theme. Of a themes theme. Alright, there are themes. 2,000 lines. Holy crap. That is quite a bit of work. Node Runner says, I think it's bad design even if you use floating windows. Modern applications tend to have a single window design. Think of Epic Games Launcher or Discord or the old multi-windowed GIMP. Theme, theme. It's fun saying those words next to each other. Yeah. Yeah, I kinda like that. Just having them in one window. I think I would have to, like, straight off just agree with you there, Node Runner. There we go. But it's a value judgment, right? Some people may be like, well, maybe some floating window manager users really likes splitting everything up. It seems like a waste of resources and waste of space and just an annoyance now that you point it out and make it. Yeah. What's the point, right? I mean, they even have the thing on the main window where the play button starts. Yeah, they could just show everything within the window itself. Node Runner says, for a long time GIMP refused to adopt a single window mode, but at some point they did add it, and now it's incredibly more usable. I can imagine.
This place is the absolute definition of despair. Here we are, locked away from the outside world, suspended over a pit with no hope of release. And what's our charge? Ryan has no room for differences of opinion in his precious rapture. I hope the whole place comes crashing down around his ears.
Oh, we're drunk. Ooh, I haven't tried hacking while drunk. It worked out just fine. It's just me who's being bad. People's child is coming. Oh, yes, she is, and she's... It's actually quite curious. They are being, like, cultish about the thing, right? Worshipping lamb and this coming child. But I can summon the child, and they will try to kill her. They will just try to kill her. She will kill them. Shouldn't they just not try to kill her? Since they are worshipping her? Maybe they just don't know what the fuck is going on and something is trying to kill them, so they try to kill it. Which I suppose checks out. Armored shell 2. Nice. So we replaced the other armored shell. Who's next, eh?
Eleanor, I know you can hear me. I am inside Sinclair's lifeboat now. Delta cannot reach me here, but you can. You need not die with him. We shall return to the surface together, if you will only step inside and accept your duty. Remember, Eleanor, Mummy loves you.
Ah, yes. Mother's testing me. One last game. Fortunately, by now, I'm the world's foremost expert at breaking her rules.
What's going on
I've
here?
made my choice, Father. And if needs be, I'll die for it.
I'll die for it. Node says, today I tried the free weekend for Deep Rock Galactic. Ooh, is there a free weekend for Deep Rock Galactic? And it ran through the tutorial fine, but crashed on the character selection screen. Oh. I thought it just worked.
What's that, Father?
Usually I oh, I can't. Usually when I put games on my wish list, I check what is it called? Check availability on ProtonDB. And that game looked like real fun, especially if it's a free weekend. No Donner says, I checked on ProtonDB, but nobody else seemed to experience this. Yeah, that's what I thought. That sucks, man. Good morning, Colgate in on tap. Nice to see you again. Node Runner continues, then I played Dying Light free weekend and it worked fine so far. Actually, if it's a free weekend, then I might consider... Yeah, downloading that stuff and playing Deep Rock Galactic tomorrow, well, trying it out at least. For tomorrow's stream, I think we should be able to finish this game today. It feels that way, at least.
Kid, I'm sorry. I've locked you in here. Lamb's making me dance on her goddamn strings. I can't stop. You're gonna have to break in here and put me down. Wish there was another way, but I'd rather die a man than live like this.
Rather die a man?
I'd tell you the code to that keypad if I could. It's like Lamb's put walls up in my head, but the prisoners here might have walked out the number. Check the cells. Oh, please, hurry. It hurts to keep singing out without say-so. And I'm starting to forget the words.
Starting to forget the words,
He's
eh?
right, Father. Mother's betting you'll die in here, or that I'll abandon you before the bombs detonate. We can't save Sinclair now. We need that key from him. Find the code to the watchtower, or work out a way to draw him out.
You're in the tunnel. Ought to give you some kind of jump on me. I hope.
Power to the people. Wait. I'm guessing we can't go through here. That's weird. Alright.
Son, I built this place and I did rent you out to those plasmid trials up at Fontaine. And now I'm paying for it. Wish I had time to make amends. Take the lifeboat. It's all yours. Just don't leave me like this.
Don't leave me like this, say. Blasphemous asks Dying Light with Proton or native Linux version. Node Runner says Dying Light. The Linux version didn't start for me, so the Proton version. I've had that happen a couple of times, where they say, oh, we have a native Linux version, and it just doesn't quite work out, and then you try with Proton or Wine, and it just works way better. Blasphemous said, I just got a black screen last time I tried to run the Linux version last year. Node Runner says, this is one of the perks of having Linux native version. If one doesn't work, you can try the other. Yes, indeed. Kind of feel like I was supposed to do something in there. No, cell blocks. We're going to the cell blocks. We're gonna talk to the prisoners. No prisoners here. What about you?
I've got my limits.
I'm guessing she didn't want to talk to us. What about you? Do you want to talk to us? No.
You got the code. Thank God,
Oh,
kid.
I did get the code.
Now, please, just make it quick.
Free will, Delta. Eleanor's gift to you. And with each decision, you twisted her into your own image. Sinclair has no such choice. Yet in its absence, he serves the world unerringly. He is now the better man.
Okay, if you say so. Node Runner says, unfortunately with the Deep Rock Galactic I'm kind of stuck if the Proton version doesn't work. There's not a Linux version to try. I've sometimes had luck with the Glorious Egg Roll thing. I don't even know what the difference is. A lot of people say they tried the Glorious Egg Roll thing. I've sometimes, when I've had troubles, just tried the Glorious Egg Roll thing and it has worked better. Ooh, I think we're looking at the crash here soon.
Tell Mother I'm coming for her.
Sinclair is moving, Father. Track him down. We need that key.
Oh, was that Sinclair? Or to the people, machine gun upgrade.
This one's mine.
Put in another save. Node Runner says, I already tried Glorious Egg Roll. Blasphemous say, I usually use Proton Experimental with Mesa Git now. Trying this and that.
Lamb's attention seems to have drifted from my prison.
So long, kid. Thank you.
Sinclair is dead, Father. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you were close. When you're ready, take the key.
I mean, I have no idea where he died even. It was just Eleanor who just ran ahead and killed him. I thought it was gonna be a choice, right? To kill him or not. You see the arrow in the top? It's super helpful. Go this way. No, go this way. Where's the camera? There it is. My camera.
I caught a glimpse
glimpse of the warden entering the code to the tower today. Last two digits were 7 and 3. Didn't catch the rest. Maybe I can just figure it out, trial and error. Wonder how long that'd take.
Weren't I supposed to be listening to that before? Oh, that's from Sinclair.
Now, Father, I'm afraid that ending the lockdown means releasing all the prisoners. So please, be ready before you use that key on the override switch.
Oh, point of no return. It's fine.
Override engaged. Ending security curfew. Sealing security office temporarily.
I was like, where did the summon go? But she just helps out.
Sinclair died a hero of the Rapture family, Delta. Was he a friend to you, or just a tool? Can you even grasp the difference? And Eleanor, you have chosen Subject
It
Delta.
wasn't me who killed
over
him.
Your mother, your people, and the duty of your birth. So be it. You believe this craft will carry Delta to safety, like a spoilt child with a new toy. I have no choice but to take it away.
Curfew lifted. All cell blocks open. All bulkhead seals released.
Oh no. Mother's turned her attention to the lifeboat. We must go there, now.
We must go there now. No, Runners, as I generally like tweaking games, but I'm not keen on buying a game that has proven not to work during the free weekend. Yeah, especially if it's a $20 game. I can see that as well. Oh. And I'm dead. It's part of why I wanna try it out as well. Part of it, anyway. Like it has gotten quite good reviews and stuff like that, and it seems like it could be fun, but it also seems like it's maybe not quite my cup of tea. So a free weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, even if I don't finish this, I'm gonna install it. Try starting it, see if I get similar issues to you, or if it just starts.
Every moment
And play it tomorrow.
tears Eleanor further from me, Delta. Soon, this father obsession will end her. You have left me without want. Before you die, I will take all that you hold dear. Sinclair is just another body in your wake.
In my wake? Well, yeah. I suppose it is my wake. Going around killing everybody. Kinda rude of me, isn't it? No good guys in this game, eh? Nodrunner says that I thought the tutorial was kind of fun. Feel like the enemies are a bit unfair.
I was afraid of this.
Yeah, it
Mother
felt-
has bombed out the ballast compressors, Father. The lifeboat will be too heavy to launch. Unless... Let me think. I think I can boil away the water and get the lifeboat to rise, but I can't generate that much heat alone. It's time to recruit the rest of Mother's little sisters. We're taking them with us. Head to the pediatric wards.
Alright. It seemed like the enemy design and AI and all that seemed like it was more of a bullet spongy thing. rather than skill-based playing. I don't know. Multipolar goal, alright. Here. In the dark, they just keep coming way longer than you'd expect. And they can crawl on the walls and the ceiling. Oh, they keep coming. Overstaying their welcome, perhaps.
Again, Father. Hold on.
That was fun.
This is not a sermon. I will offer no insight. Every word I speak, you already know.
Mother's people are starting to detonate the charges. We don't have long. We're almost to the pediatric ward. I expect we'll be fighting our way inside.
Oops. I don't even know why I'm hacking these anymore. I'm so fucking rich. I'm rich. So rich indeed. Nodrunner says, yeah, it didn't feel skill-based. I think that's what I mean about being unfair. I want the ability to flex my aiming and moving abilities, not just sit there shooting at the things. Felt like the mining and all that stuff was more of the mining and exploring. It's more what they focused on, right?
When you've cleared them out, I'll need a signal. Push the call button on the window there, and then I'll proceed. It isn't safe to begin yet. We must finish off the splicers first.
Oops. Let's do. Oh, please don't. No, that's what I want. Auto hack. Wait. Oh yeah, it is mine. Yeah, I did get the feeling that it's like a little bit like the enemies in Factorio, right? They're just there because they wanted some enemies. And I mean, they've done a good job of fleshing them out, but it's not the main point of the game. Does that make sense? Oh, I might die in this little bit here. Damn it. I see you. Ooh, that hurts. Oh, some health. Very nice. You leave me alone a little bit. All right. Oops, just spent a lot of money on that. No donor says you mine a bit and then you can't. Wait, you mine a bit and you can't hold much. Then you gotta call over your robot and you empty your ore into it. Right? Colgate InTap asks, is this game shorter than the first one? Actually, I don't know. I think I have been a little speedier than the first one, so maybe it's longer depending on how fast you run. Like the first game I ran around and I stuck around with all the voice lines and stuff and paid more attention.
I'll wake the children up. They're stronger than they know. With their help, I should be able to boil off the water and get us all out of here.
This game, I don't
Go on
really
ahead, Father.
care
I'll
as
free
much
them
about the
quickly
story,
as I
right?
can, just as you showed me.
Node Runner says, I feel that like the enemies in Factoria are better because they evolve and grow. Like progression, like a lot of Factoria is about progression, right? The enemies in Factoria are even better than the enemies in Satisfactory. Oh, I didn't even know that there were enemies in Satisfactory. Usually, most of the times when I've been playing Factoria, I've just been checking the no enemies button. Prefer playing without them. In Satisfactory, they spawn in specific spots and don't even attack you unless you aggro them by getting close. Yeah, that sounds like great enemies to me in that kind of game. I like the automation bits and pieces, but the enemies are just... A Satisfactory enemy does not attack you based on pollution. Yeah, they don't attack you at all, it seems.
You are not saving them, Delta. No matter how pure your intent. The surface is not paradise, but perdition. I would sooner see them drown.
What's up to you, is it, Lamb?
Look, Father, I know you may not have wanted a daughter, but love is just a chemical. We give it meaning by choice. I will be damned if I let Mother take you away from me again. The plasmid, Father. Just point the way and I'll help you fight.
You wait for my sister.
Wait, where are we going? Oh, we're fighting. Fighting this little boss dude.
Done and dusted, Father.
Oh. Yeah, let's not attack her, I suppose. Colgate InnoTab looked up a record time for Bioshocks 1 and 2 in speedrun.com. Yeah, nice. May I share, or do you want to avoid spoilers about length? No, share. I don't even know how long I've been playing, so please feel free to share. I don't see that as a spoiler. I'm usually a bit slower, and I'm not speedrunning things. And I don't remember how long I've played the one or the other. I would have assumed that I would finish this game today. Like, where the story is wrapping up, right? They don't have, like, a secret extra thing happening now. There might be, right? There might be. But feel free. Thanks for asking, Cogit on tap. Node Runner says they don't attack you on their own volition. You have to trigger them. Yeah. Node Runner was having more fun in Dying Light than Deep Rock Galactic. Might actually buy that one. What is Dying Light again? I don't quite remember. Is that the zombie game?
That's another charge gone. We have to keep moving. If this building falls, we're all dead.
This one's mine.
Find sanctuary. Wherever you go, the family's there.
Is that my camera? No. Not my camera. So. Now it's my camera. No? Oh, it doesn't hit that little shit.
Please try.
Bioshock 1 is 39 minutes, 15 second speed run. And Bioshock 2 is 1 hour and 7 minutes. Node Runner says 11 hours to beat Bioshock 2 from HLTB. HLTB? What is HLTB? Oh, that was the wrong button. Oh, that's fine. Oh, HLTB, it's a website, I guess. 11 hours to beat Bioshock 2? How long to beat? I mean, I'm already over that. I must be at like 15 hours now. I'm a bit slow, right? Sometimes we go off on a tangent and I've got to read some Wikipedia as well. That counts as play hours, so...
Eleanor was to be a composite of all Rapture's genius. The first living utopian, serving the world at large with no regard for herself. To force consciousness on such a being is to tear its wings away. That was your gift to her, Delta. Just as she hoped. You must be very proud.
I'm very proud. That's very fine indeed. The website that crowdsources game completion times. Nice website. The completionist category for Bioshock 2 is 22 hours. I'm not really a completionist though. Colgate in on tap says that glitchless time Bioshock 1 is 26 minutes. How much did you say earlier, Colgate in on tap? 1 hour 26 minutes. 39 minutes if you glitch through some stuff. So just rushing through them is similar then. Oh, talking about reading stuff. If you want me to give another go at that that article you linked yesterday, Colgate in on tap, I'll be happy to continue reading it. Just I had some introspection last night about the thing, and it's like I'm still a little beat up after 2 rough weeks. So letting my emotion getting the hand off me and being pissed off about that author just because I disagreed with him. Well, I disagreed with his methods, not his opinions, I suppose. I'll see if I can have a more stoic approach. Not being controlled by emotions, right? If you can bear with it. I mean, if you enjoyed the article, then sure, we'll read it. Maybe a little bit later. I'm hoping that we're closing to the end, so I kind of want to finish this up. Maybe we can read it later.
Was in top form today. The guards tried to make him take another dose of whatever the hell it is they're pumping into him, and he managed to take on all 4 of them at once. Snapping legs and arms, blood everywhere. They say one of the guys might not even wake up. I wish I could be that free.
That's like a good example of why the stoicists ask you not to be controlled by your emotions, right? A little bit of introspection says that, well, the emotions was me getting angry by reading something. It was more about my state of mind than the actual words, right? That is the whole idea behind the Stoic philosophy, isn't it? Oh, well, what we discussed is like emotions happens to you. Try and not be controlled by them. Sometimes you're tired, not having enough sleep.
Father, don't let go now.
And you might let your anger get to you, which is fine that as well.
Wake up! Why don't you wake
I try to accept those parts of myself as well. It is fine to have weaker moments, right?
I will not lose another patient! I need help in here, quickly! Where is that?
I shall purify ye.
This is where we're going, right? Get out of here.
Who's next?
Oh, damn. More auto axe. Actually, we can just run through. I get the feeling we can just run through this bit. There's just like a lot of enemies and screw them.
This is not a thermal.
Oh, and I'm dead.
Another pediatric ward. It will be guarded, Father.
Just
Get
about to
ready.
press that healing button. Node Runner says I wouldn't define them as weak moments. What would you define them as? Like I have this want, right? This code of ethics where I try to use the principle of charity always, right? That's my goal. That is how I want to interpret whatever I'm reading or seeing, whatever people are saying.
A signal like before.
And that is not what I did yesterday.
Call button and I'll proceed.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing and that I don't... It's like we were talking about the other day, right? Just like I think it is necessary to grieve, I think it's necessary to sometimes be in a more heightened emotional state, if that makes sense. So I see value in it, but I don't know if weak is the word then. Fighting some boss, I think. Damn it. Like, the way I'm seeing it is like tired and emotionally exhausted. Another way of looking at that type of mental state I would call weak. Like, when I'm tired I get weaker. I think. Blasphemous, there's so much suffering going on around you. Oh yeah. People are being upset and all that. Are you gonna let me in? Do I have to press the button? There we go.
I think
In the game, you mean, yeah?
we're
A lot
ready
of
for the
suffering in this
blast tank.
game.
I can boil off the water and
We're
get us
burning
out
them
of
to
here.
death.
We must return
Oof.
to the docking platform, Father, now.
Wonder if that somehow informs the ending. Choosing to burn a lot of people instead of electrifying. Electrifying stuns them, right? Maybe it deals damage as well. I don't know. But burning people to death? Holy shit. That's one of the worst ways to go, right? Burning to death? Oof. Oof.
You granted Eleanor the will to choose. And now, like a plague, she spreads it to those innocents. To be self-aware is a curse, Delta. You are damning them.
That was a kind of interesting... Well, no. It's ignorance is bliss again, isn't it? It's the ignorance is bliss argument veiled as something else. We've been talked about that before, and I don't subscribe to it. It is better to know. It is better to know indeed. Node Runner says you're posing a value judgment on emotion. Oh, that's me not expressing myself very well. That is not what I'm doing. I'm imposing value judgment on behavior. Like we talked about that the other day. Like I'm trying to accept all the emotions. Like I'm still gonna be angry when I read the text, right? That's gonna happen because that author is pissing me off, and it's gonna... Yeah, Harry. His name was Harry. He's gonna keep pissing me off, so I'm gonna be angry when I read the text, right? The stoicist approach, though, is to accept that anger and not let it control you, your actions. And yeah, good guess, Node Runner. I have had anger problems in my life, still have. Just cause you to view emotion as a negative thing. Yeah, I've been working, a lot of personal working has been going on as not viewing the actual emotion as a negative thing. Right? So I agree with you there. I was probably just clumsily expressing that. But I agree with you. I don't see, and especially don't see anger as weakness. I mean, emotions, they just happen. We should accept them and adapt to them, right? And how I'm gonna adapt, and when I read the text, right, I'm still gonna call this Harry a dick for the methodology that he uses. That is how I deal with anger now. And I think a lot of anger problem is like people have more tendency to become angry or less tendencies to become angry. And I think a lot of our humans instinctual reaction to anger are usually behaviors that are stigmatized by society. And there is where the anger problem comes. If you get angry a lot and you behave in these manners, people will stigmatize your behavior, and you're gonna feel bad, and you're gonna feel bad about your emotions. And that's a route I went through. That's a path I took in my life, right? Having a lot of that anger, just pushing it down, instead of actually dealing with it. So I think we're on the same page, Node Runner. An emotional response. He continues. An emotional response is using your fast thinking. Well, emotional response isn't really thinking. It's like you don't decide what your emotional responses are. But I mean, fast thinking is... I can see how you could call that fast thinking, yeah. And it can be useful, yeah. But it can also manifest itself as an undesirable at times. It is not weakness, that is just being human, right? Yes, being human indeed. And that's why I use the word weakness, right? Because weakness is I'm having like a code of ethics that I want to follow. Weakness is when I'm like emotionally exhausted or just tired like I am because I've had a rough couple of weeks, right? And therefore I can't really guide my actions, not my emotions. My emotions are humans, and I'm striving to accept those emotions. I'm doing my best, right? If you're like me, if you've had anger issues, it is not always easy. Easy indeed. But I think we are in agreement. Node Runner. He says, sometimes I listen to the screams of women and children from this game, and I find it somewhat disturbing. I'm desensitized to that stuff. like I've noticed, I watched the whole. Yeah, well, not all of it, but most of the Supernatural show. And there's so much screaming and death and stuff in that show. It's all right. I don't super recommend it. It's if you want something to watch, then it's fine. But there's so much blood and death and not horror per se, but suffering. And I feel like I'm super desensitized to a lot of those screams and stuff like that.
We cannot hide from his light.
It is just a game, right? Like I was watching some horror movie, I think. Fuck, I'm not sure if I was supposed to jump down here. We're running back and forth, aren't we? Yeah. A little bit decent. Yeah, it was the American Horror Stories. Didn't scare me. Well, I mean, it scared me a little bit, but I'm desensitized. Like all the torture and all that stuff, yeah. In real life stuff, though,
I'm stepping inside the ballast tank, Father.
can't really
Come
deal
up to
with
the
that
dock
when
once
it
you're ready
happens
for
in
me to
real
leave.
life.
There's no
That I
going back
have
once we
take
start.
issues with.
You would rip my only daughter from her home and family and feed her to a world without hope. Though Utopia may die with her, I would sooner see us fall. Goodbye, Eleanor. Mother will be waiting for you.
Lamb is mad.
Here they come, Father. Hold them off until I can bring it to a boil.
Still no weapons, eh? Must have, like, I haven't been paying super well attention to the game. I must have screwed something up that has made so I don't have any weapons in this part. That's gotta be the way, right? Since we're still dropping ammo for everything. I was probably supposed to pick up all my weapons at some part or other, and I just missed that whole thing. It's kind of funny. Right, so Blasphemous says, now I'm interested in what this article is about. Well, I wasn't... The subject matter didn't bother me. It was the methodology of the author that bothered me. I'm pretty sure it was about climate change and climate deniers.
Use the plasmid.
Oh. I assumed I had to do this on my own. He's dead. He's dead indeed. Node Runner says, I feel like I'm somewhat desensitized to death. Like real life death or... Real life death I'm not. Like real life stuff I'm not desensitized to at all. Ooh, look at that. All of them burning. I like that. He continues, but not to suffering. Death and suffering are not really linked in my mind. Yeah. I see death as being peaceful. I think I would agree with you straight off the bat on that, Node Runner. Left. You can't be suffering if you're dead, right? Yeah. Suffering is part of life. Yes. I agree with your assessments and your views on that bit. It's like I've said before, we talked about death. What scares me about death is the transition. Going from being alive to being dead. That transition usually seems like a painful transition.
I've done it, Father. The ballast
Yeah. Painful transition
What is gone.
indeed.
Release the docking mechanism.
Even though it doesn't have to be, right? But oftentimes it has been. Like, all the death in my family, there has been a lot of pain involved. Not burning to death pain, but, you know, slowly being ripped apart by cancer and stuff like that. And that fucking sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. I don't like it. But it's part of life. Alright. Death sounds nice, says Blasphemous. Well, no. I usually look at it this way. Right? Think back to all the memories you have from the 17th century. Think back about all the pirates and all the stuff you experienced back then. It's like that. It's like all those experiences you had at that time. It's just on the other side of your life. So it's nothing. It's not nice. You don't experience anything when you're dead, right? So I don't think it's either nice or not nice. It just isn't.
The elevator to the lifeboat is flooded, Father. We have to equalize the pressure in here or the door won't open. Destroy those glass tubes to flood the room.
Uh-oh.
Halfway there, but they're still coming. Break the other one. It's the only way to
Oh,
stop
it broke.
them.
I wonder if it broke just because they attacked close by. I have no idea how it broke. Let's just stand over here and fight and hope for the best. I'm getting more and more convinced that I'm supposed to be having my weapons up here. Ooh, but I can... Oh, that's not button. How about this? Oh, it worked. Nice.
We've done it, Father. We're launching. Get to the elevator.
So I'm guessing the elevator is this thing right here? Oh, no. Damn it. It was not. I thought I was going back there, but no. Let's go this way. Node Runner says, I've never worked with the dead or watched anyone die in real life. I've seen videos of people dying in real life. It's not quite the same though, is it? I've never worked with the dead either.
The bombs, Father! We're falling! Run!
Oh. Cutscene? That's a lot of bombs. She made it, right? But we didn't. A cutscene. I'll continue your message in a bit now, Runner. Let's check the cutscene. We have gotta have an amazing fucking suit. I'm not instantly dying from this.
And then, Father, the rapture dream was over. You taught me that evil is just a word. Under the skin, it's simple pain. For you, mercy was victory. You sacrificed. You endured. And when given the chance, you forgave. Always. Mother believed this world was irredeemable, but she was wrong, Father. We are Utopia, you and I. And in forgiving, we left the door open for her.
I mean, it is a fantasy game, so shouldn't really blame them for not doing physics well.
The rapture dream is over, but in waking, I am reborn. This world is not ready for me, yet here I am. It would be so easy to misjudge them. You are my conscience, Father, and I need you to guide me.
It is easy to misjudge people.
You will always be with me now, Father. Your memories, your drives. And when I need you, you'll be there on my shoulder, whispering.
Did she pull him out and put him inside of her? Is that what happened? Well, phrasing. But that is what happened, right? The body just stuck around.
If Utopia is not a place, but a people, then we must choose carefully, for the world is about to change. And in our story, Rapture was just the beginning.
I mean, it was a beautiful ending. Oh, a little bit tear-jerking, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna crash. This is gonna be considered a menu, so it's gonna crash. I'm calling it. Utopia is an abstract idea. You can't. It's not real, little sister. It's not real. It's something to strive for. Thinking it's real makes you do silly things. Making you do silly things. Let's see here. To continue what Node Runner was saying. Actually, first. Yeah, the ending was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty and emotional and all that, but rest of the story, all the characters was like, I couldn't relate to any of them. It felt like none of them had like coherency in their thoughts and behavior. Maybe that was the point, that they were all ripped apart by the splicing and all that, so that they maybe didn't have any. But it sounds more like the authors didn't really know what they were doing, building coherent characters. It was more like they wanted plot events to happen and then they bended everything around that part. Like, why mind control Sinclair? It was just they wanted us to kill him, which I didn't, by the way. Our little sister killed him for us, but they wanted us to kill him, right? That is what they wanted, so they bended and twisted and turned. Instead of making the story make sense. If you understand what I'm saying? It was a lot of that. Like her, Lamb's ideology didn't make sense. She was They said she was a super intelligent psychiatrist, but like it was like basic misunderstandings that a 101 psych students would know, even at that time. Like this, what was this, in the 60s something? This was after Freud, right? And behaviorism. It was like, it's old knowledge, old. Like psychology has happened a lot of things in the last couple of years, but yeah, a lot of misunderstandings. Like she wasn't behaving like a psychiatrist. And then she was religious and she wasn't religious. No, she wanted to create a god. It was strange. It was a lot of strange behavior. I don't know if they were trying to make her into a communist, but it was like a reaction to objectivism. It sounded like she was a reaction to the last game, the objectivism, that she was a reaction and had a different worldview, but her worldview was the same. She viewed the masses as sheep, just like him, just like Ryan. Sheep. No, he didn't use the word sheep. What did he use? He saw them as the rabble. I don't quite remember. They had the same worldview, pretty much. Just they had different approaches to life, I suppose. The gameplay I liked. The voice acting was fine, even though it was a little bit too much voice acting, because I have... But that's a lot on me, right? Because I have difficulties concentrating on listening to the words and playing at the same time. So usually I just stay and try to listen to the voice acting and read the text, right? So that... Especially since I didn't quite enjoy the story as much, it became a little bit too much for me personally. If one enjoys the story, I think it's probably, or if you can move around doing stuff as well as listening, I don't think you would have enough issues doing that. Yeah, alright. So, I think that those are my thoughts on the game. The crashes weren't that bad, it was only in the menus. Once we figured that out, it was fine. It crashed a couple of times a day, which is fine. It's fine. Alright, to go back to the discussion about death and suffering. Nodrunner was talking about how they were... he felt desensitized to death. But then he continues to say that I've never worked with the dead or watched anyone die in real life. So, isn't desensitized when you have a stimuli over and over, so you don't get as affected by anymore? But he has been to funerals before, and he was never shocked or scared of the body. Yeah. Funerals are about grief, right? I've been to a couple of funerals. I don't remember. I mean, I was in shock, but that was not about the body. I don't think that was more grief. Like I'm grief for me is I am kind of in shock. Like I shut down a little bit in grief. That's my personal reaction. I don't think it's the body. Nodrunner says more so of the social interactions and the awkwardness of showing grief in public. Yeah. Or an expectation that grief should be shown. Wait, were you shocked or scared by the other people in the funeral? It's kind of sad. That doesn't sound like a very healthy environment. one would hope, well, I would hope for most people that when you're grieving together. That's the point of a funeral, right? And that any way that you grieve would be encouraged. Isn't that the whole point of a funeral? To be encouraged to grieve in your own way. Nodrunner continued that he rejects the idea that you ought to cry over the death of a loved one. I would rather have a party to celebrate their life. Yeah, I mean, I like that, I think. But it's like the idea that I don't think there is any ought in grieving. Like, it's an emotional reaction, right? Some people lash out, become angry. Some people self-affirm their own life. No, there are many different ways to grieve, right? I would say there is no ought in any of them. I think crying is fine. I'm more of the crying kind of dude. I mean, celebrating life is... Oh no, you're talking about the actual funeral. You want to see the funeral as a party? Yeah, we have that in the way that the funeral I've been to. They've followed a very simple thing. Like we've gone to the church. Fucking hate church. That pisses me off more than anything. The priest spouting their bullshit. It's tradition though. Fucking hell. But I'm guessing we're in a switch, so I'm guessing not a lot more funerals will have priests in them. Not in our family. I hope so anyway, because that pisses me the fuck off. And when I'm in an emotional state, emotionally exhausted, right? Because you are on a funeral, right? That anger gets to me. It gets to me. Can't really deal with it. And I suppose that's okay. I should be accepting that. I mean, anger is part of grief as well, right? It can be for some people. But so what we do is that we have that part, and there is where the crying and it's a somber ordeal, right? It's a somber thing. But then always after we go home to the closest family, anyways. Just the closest family. Not cousins and whatnot. Just no more than maybe 10, at the most 15 people. At the very most 15 people. But no, more like 10. We go back to whoever was the closest, and we tell stories about the person. And there's a lot of laughing and a lot of celebration and a lot of crying as well. You know. Colgate In on Tap asked, what does ought mean? What one should do. It's an ethics statement. Ought is what one should do. If that makes sense, Colgate In on Tap. Blasphemous says lol. Oh man, I think I missed the context of that bit. That was probably something happening in the game, because I'm way behind on the chat at the moment. Nodrunner says ought is an expectation. An ought is an expectation. Is it an expectation? Isn't it like a prescriptive statement? You ought to do this, you should do that. Is it an expectation? Maybe I have a misunderstanding about the word. I have never seen it as an expectation, though. It's quite interesting. Could ought in your previous message be replaced as are expected? And what we're talking about here is what Nodrunner said. I reject the idea that you ought to cry over the death of a loved one. Yeah, and I think I agree with Node Runner. I reject that idea as well. Well, partly, I would say that if you have a crying personality, like for me, it helps me express my sadness. So for me personally, I ought to cry, and I think there's a lot of men like in our macho culture kind of deal that somehow are told not to cry. So I think there's like I've felt that anyway from my upbringing. I felt fear of crying in front of people. But I reject the idea that everybody has to cry. Like I said, like people have emotional reactions, and my ought is that my thinking is that we should encourage everybody expressing their emotions and having their emotions and not suppressing them. That is a lot what I feel about not suppressing, because no matter what emotional responses you have, death of a loved one is an emotional thing. It stirs up a lot of emotions. And dealing with them and expressing them, I think, is healthy. And therefore, I feel that one ought or are expected. I would say should. An expectation. That is like, maybe you can use expectation in different ways, though, I suppose. We'll get in on tabs. Cool, I think I got it. Node Runner says, or rather, should be expected. Blasphemous tells us lol is for when you said she. Yeah, all right. When she pulled him out and put him in her. Yeah. Phrasing. It's like one of those things that just happens. All right, we're done with Bioshock 2. Was an interesting experience. 20 hours. We've had a lot of these just sitting on the sideline and talking about other stuff, so it's a little bit longer. And also, I'm slower than a lot of people, right? I'm slower to understand stuff. I'm pretty good at getting deep understanding, I think. Well, deep, yeah, like in learning depth or width. Yeah, I'm pretty good at analyzing information. I'm just not very fast at it. I still recommend it. If you enjoyed Bioshock 1, this is a fun little sequel. Wait, why is there not a big eye? I did not enjoy the story and world building nearly as much as in the first game, but it was similar gameplay, and it was nice to be back in Rapture. Something like that. Does that summarize my thoughts on the game? I think so. If you enjoyed Bioshock 1, That's the main part. If you enjoyed Bioshock 1, then play Bioshock 2 by all means. Did not enjoy the story and world building nearly as much as in the first game. That is the big takeaway, like the negative takeaway. But it was similar gameplay. It's not my main language, right? It's not my first language. It's fine. It had similar gameplay, and it was nice to be back in Rapture. That's a capital R. What do you guys think? In some of these reviews, because I like writing the reviews now, just short ones, I'm considering, should I type something about Linux here? Like if it works with Proton? Oh, right. The game crashed quite often when in menus. So save. That's not how you spell that word. Fuck, I have no idea how to. There you go. Like, I don't need to remember how to spell anymore. Computer can do it for me. Save Growly. Node Runner says, my gripe is with society and how we treat death in general, not individuals who want to cry over death. That, yeah. I have a gripe with that as well. I mean, some parts of it, some parts it's fine. Other parts are not as fine. Oh, thanks, Colgate on top. I missed you helping out there. Node Runner says you can also post a report on ProtonDB. Yeah, I'm doing that on all the games. I'm writing a short review here, and then I'm posting on the ProtonDB. So it's actually, yeah, it's better to save the Linux stuff to the ProtonDB. I think I've gotten to that conclusion most of the times, that we don't need to talk about Linux here. Yeah, it's like when we've talked about death before, I have always recommended, and I do again, it was an eye-opening thought process for me. Fuck, I always forget what it's called, the show that talks about it. Netflix animated podcast. The Midnight Gospel. The last 2 episodes is about death, and it's about society's view on death and how, well, his society, the society that he lives in, our society, the Swedish one, is very similar to the American one. So it's, well, the thing that they talk about in the Midnight Gospel applies in Sweden as well. And yeah, the last 2 episodes, if you can manage to push through the Midnight Gospel, all of the shows, it's highly enjoyable. Some of them are just fucking silly, and they're being mad and kind of stupid about stuff. But the last 2 episodes, man, fucking gold discussions about death. Blasphemous said, when talking about the crashes, that might be Linux related. It might be. But I don't think so, because I checked a lot of reviews on Steam, and a lot of reviews on Steam reported crashes. And I mean, it was my review of my experience, right? When I do the review, so even if it is Linux related, I think it's still relevant for my review. Node Runner says, I think posting about Linux in your review can help spread it to more eyeballs. Fuck. That is what has been nagging in my mind. It's a political decision, right? Just putting the word Linux as at many places where it maybe really doesn't belong, but just putting it out there to increase the Linux market share. But well, it's too late now. I'll do that on next game. I'll go back and forth towards them. We have Steam Play Report. Yes. Played a lot. No. I didn't notice any graphical degradations. Windowing of full screen. Nope. I did not. I did not feel any problem with any of these things. Stability issues, yes. Frequent crashes. Save often. It crashed in menus. Did you experience any problem with save games? No. Some other people did that though, but I did not. Significant bugs? No, I don't think so. The typical gamer have an enjoyable experience running this game on Linux with Proton. I would think so. The crashes, it's fine. Yeah. Crashes could be annoying for some people. I dealt with it. There we go. Is there anything you would like to add? Nah. And submit. Blasphemous says, okay, to something a couple of minutes ago. Blasphemous says, Void Bastards was a good game. Ooh, yeah, I have that on my wish list. I'm probably gonna play that sometime in the future. Node Runner says, however, if Windows users read about how Bioshock 2 crashes on Linux, they might not think it's they might think it's a Linux problem, not a game problem. Let's blame Windows instead, says Blasphemous. Yeah, exactly. I love having that distinction now, that I hadn't done that like so clearly in my mind before. Like political actions and discussions and ethical actions and discussions. Yeah, let's blame Windows. Yeah, and it crashes on Windows as well, says Node Runner. I mean, we don't know that, but a game where we don't have crashes, then I can mention Linux in my Steam reviews. That's a political action, right? You cherry pick where ethically it's questionable, that type of thing, but consequentialism thinking, like politically thinking, that makes sense to me. Making me happy. Colgate In on Tap says it belongs to Linuxware. I mean, everywhere. What belongs everywhere? Oh, fuck. Thanks, Node Runner. I did forget. Can I edit my reports? That is actually a good idea to add. I mean, I love this reporting thing that they have. The thing that I should add is just a little thing for that as well. Nope, that's not the one. Here we go. Can I? Wait, where's my report? At the bottom? Wait, let's go back. It's pending. I am I blind? Yeah, mentioning Linux everywhere. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, I like that. I like that indeed. Node Runner says, I think if something is ethically gray, it's okay. Ethically gray? What does ethically gray mean? Isn't everything ethically gray? Or something that you don't have any ethical value judgment either way. It's not, you don't have a view either way. So for you, it's not an ethical discussion, but I don't buy that. You can make value judgment on all types of behavior. Anytime something is questionable, I take advantage, says Node Runner. And he also says you can't edit your report. All right, thanks. What do you mean, questionable, I take advantage? I mean, I see stuff that, like ethically, like we've been talking about freedom of speech being super important, right? Also, I wouldn't mind politically shutting some people up, not having their voices spread. I think it's a mistake to censor people. I think censorship is a dumb idea, and it's does exactly the opposite of what the people censoring wants it to do, right? So I think it's stupid. But let's play a little game here. Let's assume that it did work. Let's assume censorship did work. Then politically I would be all for censoring people who disagreed with me, even though ethically I'm super, I think free speech is super important. Like my political enemies, I don't like that word. Opponents. My political opponents that have very different views than what I have. Of course, for getting my politics through, having any way that lessens the spread of their politics is good for me, right? Isn't it? Node Runner continues and says, after your report is submitted, it goes into a queue. Then all the reports are published all at once. Ah, that's nice. Maybe can we edit it after? Node Runner says, like only mentioning Linux in stream reviews of games that don't crash. You said it was questionable. All right, yes. And then you think, that questionable. Ethically, right? Politically, it makes sense. From my political point of view, it makes a lot of sense doing it. Looking at the consequences. Yeah. Yep. You can't edit your report after, but you can post a new report. Can I delete it? I mean, this is fine. This is fine. I think. Fuck. I mean, we have one 2 weeks ago. I mean, this is exactly. I'm guessing. Fuck. Not enough people are reporting that. What happens if your old report will be grayed out? Alright, so I just have to do it all again then. Yeah, I feel like that is an oversight on my part, so let's do it again. Yes, yes, yes. No, no. No, no. No. Yes. Frequent crashes. Is it frequent? Yeah, it was frequent, yeah. It often crashes in menus. Remember to save. No. No. If you don't find the crashes, it is just fine. Regularly. Oh, fuck, I didn't copy it. Thought I did copy it. Can I copy it from here? It speaks for itself, right? Not enough. Yeah. Steam launch options. There we go. And submit. There we go. NodeRunner have posted over 1,000 reports, so I'm very familiar. Oh man, that's a public service. I like that. Good job, NodeRunner. Thumbs up. That's very kind indeed. Alright, so I am done with Bioshock 2 Remastered. I'm pretty sure we're done with it. Yeah.